Did you know that nearly 40% of women in the US are living independently? That number is growing, and honestly, I think it's amazing. More and more women are embracing life on their own terms, and it's completely reshaping how we think about relationship, independence, and personal growth. Hi friends, welcome back. Today I want to have a real conversation about what I've learned from being a woman on my own. Living alone has been one of the most eye-opening experiences of my life, and trust me, it's not always easy. But it's also been incredibly empowering. So grab a cup of coffee, get cozy, and let's talk about the ups and downs and everything in between. So let's be real here. Living alone sounds great, right? No one leaving dirty dishes in the sink, no one stealing the last piece of pizza. It's total freedom, and yeah, it is. But at the same time, it comes with its own set of challenges. You're responsible for everything. The bills, the decisions, the scary noises in the middle of the night that turn out to be your fridge making weird sounds. Despite all of that, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Living alone has given me a level of independence and confidence that I never knew I needed. And along the way, I've picked up some important lessons that I want to share with you today. One of the first things I realized when I started living alone, that people always had something to say. Oh, when you're getting married, aren't you lonely? You really want to live by yourself? It's like some people can't understand, that a woman might actually choose to live alone and be happy about it. At first, it used to get to me. I felt like I had to justify my choices, like I needed to explain why I wasn't rushing into marriage or why I actually liked my space. But here's the thing. I don't owe anyone any explanation, and neither do you. Being single doesn't mean you're incomplete. It means you're focusing on yourself, and that's something to be proud of. So, let's talk about something real. Safety. Because while living alone is great, it does come with a few concerns, especially as a woman. At first, I was constantly on edge, jumping at every little noise. But I've learned that with a few precautions, I can feel much safer. Things like getting to know my neighbors, keeping my doors locked, obviously, and just being aware of my surroundings. I also got into the habit of checking in with a friend or family member if I'm out late. Just a simple hi, I'm home safe. Texts can go a long way in giving peace of mind. So if you're living alone or thinking about it, don't let fear stop you. Just be smart, be prepared, and trust your instincts, your gut feelings. So let's be honest, living alone can be expensive. No one to split rent with, no one to share the grocery costs, and when something breaks, it's your problem. At first, I was struggling. But once I started budgeting and prioritizing, I realized something. I actually have more control over my money than I ever did before. Now I make conscious decisions about what I spend on, and it's actually pretty empowering. I'm in control of my finances, and I don't have to answer to anyone about how I spend my money. Yes, I did buy that candle for $20, and yes, it brings me joy. So if you're living alone, learning how to budget and save is one of the big things you can do for yourself, because financial independence is real freedom, I tell you. I can't tell you how many times I've had to figure something out of my own. Fixing a leaky faucet, assembling furniture, without throwing the instructions across the room, cooking something other than instant noodles. And you know what? I've realized I'm more capable than I ever gave myself credit for. Living alone forces you to become resourceful, You don't always have someone there to help. So you learn how to handle things yourself. And there is something so powerful about realizing that you don't need someone else to do things for you. And on the day when I really feel like overwhelmed, I remind myself, I figured things out before, and I'll figure this out too. Now, I'd be lying if I said living alone never gets lonely, because yeah, sometimes it does. There are nights when I wish I had someone to share a meal with, or sometimes, when I miss having someone to talk to at the end of the day. But here's what I've learned. Loneliness isn't about being alone, it's about feeling disconnected. And the best way to fight that, fill your life with things that bring you joy. For me, that's picking up new hobbies, going for long walks, calling up a friend just to chat, and even talking to myself while I cook. Totally normal, right? Being alone doesn't have to mean feeling lonely. The more you embrace your own company, the less you crave validation from others. Looking back, living alone has been one of the best things I've done for myself. It's taught me how to be strong, independent, and completely in control of my own life. It's also taught me that independence doesn't mean isolation. It's about building a life that makes you happy, whether that means living alone forever or just for now. So if you're a woman living on your own or thinking about it, I want you to know you're doing great. You're capable. You're enough. And you are exactly where you are meant to be. So, I'd love to hear from you. What's the biggest lesson you've learned from being on your own? Drop in the comments and let's have a chat. And if this video resonates with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more real talk on independence, personal growth, and making the most of life, solo or not. See you in the next one.